one of our biggest passions working in the field of family business is showing families how to do strategically integrated fire drills, contingency planning models to deal with those things that happen unexpectedly, including things like sudden death, perhaps a catastrophic illness, or even something very positive, for some people, the opportunity to sell a business when they had assumed that the business would stay in the family for generations. So these strategically driven contingency plans work because it gives people opportunity to build mental muscles, to really look at how they're going to stay fit when they're in a state of emergency, of crisis, and how they're going to have the resources that they need in order to be able to move through that period of abrupt transition into a renewed state of greater equilibrium. So we do these fire drills really by helping families learn how to ask a lot of questions, a lot of what-if scenario questions about those things that may arise and the kind of planning that you can do beforehand in order to make the best choices possible. And we ask people to think about questions to which they may not know the answers.
Fire drills can address a number of questions of concern to families and their enterprises. And once the process is developed to deal with one of those issues, the family has developed significant skills that can deal with many other issues. So each time a fire drill is conducted, it's very carefully pays attention to the stakeholders in any situation, and by identifying the stakeholders and the potential for impact on that stakeholder of a particular event, you can formulate ways to consider their needs and their wants and how they may react after such an event.
Think, for example, if the founder dies suddenly and the business and the family are trying to understand what needs to happen next. In a fire drill model, we ask people to consider what has to happen in the next week, what has to happen in the next month, in the next quarter, in the next year. And we help them build timelines so that they have an opportunity not only to identify the biggest challenges, but also the strategies and the tactics for being able to meet those challenges. So in the process of working with a family, we help them figure out the questions where they need more information, the questions where they have the information, the answers, but they haven't developed the tactics or the strategies for addressing the issues that they've identified. And the third, the questions that they've asked and answered, and they've developed the tactics for managing, but they haven't told anybody. So what we try to remind people of is that there's no download from heaven. Please keep in mind that this kind of planning is so helpful, and once it's done, then it can make a huge difference to the people who are left behind.
It's all about actually moving forward and taking action. Once you've identified the stakeholders, once you've identified the topics, you need to identify the resources, and like Bonnie said, identify a timeline. Who's going to be responsible for what by when, and propel progress. And then tell everybody that you've made this progress, because it's really essential to the confidence for the people that are in your system to know that these plans have been made.